Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this week I thought of coming up with another video on interview questions, but this week I only received telephonic calls, but nothing was scheduled for an interview. That's how the week spent. But then I thought I'll come up with one very important video that would help all those who are upskilling or who have recently joined an organization or who have transitioned from non-IT to IT. So this is going to be a very useful or a helpful video for those who are new into BI thing, or rather if I want to give the title, I would say uh, a day in a life of a BI developer. So how the day starts generally, so this is something that we need to understand. So it is much more than learning any BI tool or any tool. Take it. Okay, so what happens is we get requirement, we prepare charts, fine, we prepare dashboards, fine. Okay, so if you are not getting, there are a number of resources where we can find how to get that job done. Like we have YouTube resources, we have a Tableau help thing where we can go and study and we can start doing it, or we have a very a lot of web material where we can study and do that. But there is something very important beyond this, which is not available anywhere. Suppose now after creating, so one common issue I would like to address here, that you and me or and everyone can face or will face this at one point of time, that is data issues or dashboard issues. So rather, let us start with data issues. Now suppose you have created a dashboard. Okay, because we know the process, or YouTube has helped us to create a chart, and you are showing some value, like say sum of sales is equal to like 100. Okay, now you have you are showing 100 on your dashboard, fine, but client came back and tells that, okay Rahul, I'm not expecting 100 here, but it should be actually 80. Can you check what is happening? Now this is where our individual analysis or analytical skills will come into picture. Now how will you debug, or how will you confirm, or how will you tell the business user that, okay boss, see, whatever the value that I have is correct? So there are two checks here. First thing, what is the value in your database? This is something that we need to go. And what is that we are showing in the dashboard? Two aspects of any issues, be it your missing data, be it the value or anything. What is the value in your source? What is that you are showing in your report? So first thing, what is the value in your source? So what we'll do, we'll go to our Oracle data source, or we'll go to our Snowflake data source, or what is the data source that we are using in our Tableau. We will go to that source and manually we will try to fetch that data. Suppose you are using some custom SQL in Tableau to get some data. Okay, so we will fire that raw SQL for a particular day that you are facing an issue, and get that data in our data source. Okay, and then we will see what is the value that Oracle data source is giving. First check. Okay, suppose here your value is 100 and it is coming 100 in our dashboard, then perfect, the value is good. But suppose here the value is 100 but you are showing 80, then where is that 20 going? That we need to analysis, or that we need to do analysis on. Okay, so first check, we have fired the query, we have got the data, and then what is the data that we have got? Suppose I'm taking top 5 subcategory items. Okay, and those subcategory items, what I'm doing, okay, I have to validate that. Okay, so is that top 5 subcategory item that I am getting is valid or not? Okay, so manually I will take the count of my subcategory items and manually I will validate whether it is matching or not. So when I say manually, you can write a SQL query to get this data, or you can download the data, create a pivot on top of that data and validate. Now you will come back to Tableau and see why you are not getting that. Are you applying any filters? or is there something that your calculation needs to be adjusted? That thing you need to do. Is your filter shift correct? How is the filter being applied? So these all checks you have to do. So hold that record that is not coming, or hold that record, okay, and do a back tracing. Okay, so you have to catch hold of that. That is how the process is done. So you need to identify that, okay, what is being present and what is being not present. Suppose in subcategory items the user is expecting 5 records when we are selecting top 5 subcategories. Now assume you got only 13 records, sorry, now you got assume 3 records. So what will you do? What are those first 5 subcategory items that we need to find out? First check. So you'll go to database, you'll find the query, and you'll get those top 5 subcategory items. Now you'll come back to your Tableau and see why it is showing 3. Where are those remaining 2 subcategory items present? That you need to find out. So we can do the other workaround, like we will manually select those 5 subcategory items and find the details of those subcategory items manually. Like select them, uh, add more fields so that you can understand the data. Like subcategory I'm adding category to that, I'm adding customer to that, or I'm adding sales to that, to understand what are the customers in that subcategory items, or what are the categories, or in which categories we have that. So the more data that you add to that, the more understanding you will get. Okay, so this is how I'm getting the data. Okay, so then you will get some clue that why it is missing, or what condition you need to be added, whether you need to add a context so that it works perfectly. How? That is how you need to debug your data. This is something very very important that no one can teach you. So this comes out of experience. So what I want to give out from this video is debugging your dashboard. Two thumb rules for that. One, what is there in the dashboard, and what is there in your data source. Two things you need to find out. So if you are able to find out the difference and add more values to that, you will be able to at least dig little deeper and come to a conclusion why it is not. Okay, so often this is where, or this is the area where lot of IT war goes on. Like it is always like database team versus developer team. They say it is a developer team issue, we say it is a database issue. Okay, but whenever like someone is pointing out, it's there is some mistake from Tableau or some mistake from a developer side, we need to first find out if something we have really done wrong, or we have coded something incorrect. So if it is fine, okay, we'll go ahead and correct. What if we are correct and data source itself is wrong, or the query that was given to you is wrong? Then you have to show what is the data that is being coming from the query. Are there multiple entries in that? Okay, so that kind of things you have to take from the query, do a pivot, or drill down to that subcategory item and see what is that actually you are getting. Take a screenshot of that and explain them ki boss, no, this is what your query is giving, and because of that there is an issue with the data, and that is why we have missing data or incorrect data. This is how we debug in real time. I hope you find this video very helpful and useful. If you like it, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.